So despite looking so ridiculously fat, there's just a few other things that have changed. Me not being able to record on Twitch without sound, at least, or using my other video camera. So it's kind of annoying. But luckily for us, I can at least do the Ben Shapiro thing and just not look at you. Should just stare right above the camera at all times, never doing anything else. But there were a few things that I wanted to go over again for like the second time. And I'm definitely going to be putting the other videos up as well, just because it's a lot. It's a lot easier having two separate videos on Twitch and YouTube. That way I can focus on what I want to talk about there and play video games, and then focus on other things that I want to do. So just a few things today, taking a walk and try to keep track this time of what we're doing. It's probably going to be a very short video. The kids are going to be home any minute, so it's just old thoughts of watching Gundam and recording other things, and just falling down that rabbit hole of Tucker. But so it was like, it was 4:20. I was out back hanging out with the kids, just burning brush. I got the phone in my pocket. I'm looking at it every now and then, or we're all watching. And it was yesterday, I think. Excuse me, it was the day before, I believe. We're watching Vouch, me and my daughter, and my son's working on a sport, and we're watching all the people demonstrating and protesting, and there's just, thousands of subs, just typing, useless chatter, but the videos are great. It was, no justice, no peace, pennies yelling it. We're just watching. We're just waiting for this damn verdict. And I just remember being very, very stressed. Not like during Trump and pretty much things that were going on with that, but still stressed. We were shouting if they want it, or if they won't give it, we take it. It's silly and it's useless. We're in the backyards, the three of us. But I was just gripping onto that phone, scared. Something good, something bad. It didn't really matter. There wasn't really like a what's next kind of a thing, so it didn't really matter. Like, we weren't thinking, of the anything going to happen. It's not like we had me personally. She's 6 years old. I don't know what the hell's going through her head, but we definitely did not have a plan of what was going on. But it was it was rough. It was a rough early afternoon, and started you start thinking about stats, things like that, and so I'm picking dead trees out, bringing branches over the fire, throwing them in. Kept saying, I'm going to do my video tonight, I'm going to do it tonight. And I've done two videos since then, and it has nothing to do with anything that's happened. So, I'll think about it, how many, I hadn't a thought of what's next. I hadn't gotten there yet. I knew where it was going to go. I knew that we wanted accountability, things like that. And I was going to be overshadowed by, there's gonna be looters. Look, there's looters there. There's, Tommy Lauren was like, oh, so I take it the when the verdict came out, she said something like, I take it the Foot Locker is going to be safe tonight. Like, they knew what they were going to talk about. They knew what they were going to do. They were going to they're going to have all this footage of looting. There was actually a show on Fox that had footage of looting while awaiting the trial. It was insane, So I started thinking about, like, how many cops have been charged with homicide, since 1969. Because I was thinking of how many people have been in space, So it was like, okay, well, let's say, obviously people went into space beforehand for training, for testing, no orbit. Let's just go with the most famous one, landing on the moon. So I started looking and found absurd stuff that I'll put on here and put the links up to. But I did. I found a few things, and it was just so much information to go through. It was absolutely so much. It was just constant pages of fairly interesting things, just lots of skimming, scanning, scrolling, a lot of reading. It's like a litany of like black cops kill black felons at this percent, while white cops kill white people at this percent, and it was infuriating, but it was interesting because no one ever talks about the fact that black people are minorities. So if there's 24 black felons compared to the 56 white felons, you can come to the conclusion that more white people were killed in that particular year. But in 2019, there were 250 million white people and 44 million black people. So when you think of that 24 compared to 56, it's a little crazy. It's 5 times the population of black U.S. citizens to whites. So, like I said, I just going to see how many cops have been actually convicted, and how many actual people have been in space, and um, it got to be too much. It really got to be too much. And I was going from 1969, then 79. It was finally got to 89. I was getting very disgruntled, very tired. I was writing everything down. See, just scribbling pages after pages of stuff down. How many people live in space? Literally Google it. 553. That was it. It was that easy. How many people have been in space? 553. So I got there, and it was 1998. I think I got to, and I was like, if I have to compare how many cops have been arrested and charged with murdering an unarmed black person, to how many people have been in space, that's ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous. Like even coming up with that idea, even coming up with oh, let's find out how many Marylands fit into Wyoming, or how much of the population of Vermont is compared to Delaware. It's just absolutely silly. It was just dumb, and I got it, and I said to myself, this is asinine. I'm not doing this again. I felt absolutely ridiculous doing it. So I completely cut that out because that was just absolutely ridiculous to even come up with that idea. So instead, being filled with all this garbage nonsense about whether or not